TGIF, we are back and we got a full 15 game slate. Let's talk some baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we are back after the 1 day hiatus that we just had. So we'll go over the bets recap for the last 2 days. We swept a couple days ago and then lost the hitter parlay thanks to Mookie yesterday. But anyways, quick reminder before we get into it, NBA Best Bets video is out now for Game 6 between the Pacers and the Knicks. We give out our best bet and a couple leans as well. Before we get into this video also, we got to tell you, we got a new Jabbo MVP. Let's pull it up. There it is at Chris Mason 1929. Thank you very much for joining the Jabbo MVP Club. We appreciate the support. If you want to become a Jabbo MVP, just hit that join button below the video. You get a shout out, some badges, emojis, things like that. We appreciate the support. It's just $2.99 a month. It's just a way of giving back. If we help you get any entertainment or value with your bets or anything like that, this is just one way to give back. Of course, it's never required, but always appreciated. So thank you. Appreciate that. Let's get right into it. And that means we start with the baseball fun fact. Here we go. Marwin Gonzalez used to be an Astro, by the way. Marwin Gonzalez's first 25 career home runs were all solo home runs. Sounds like Mike Trout on the Angels when he was healthy. The record for that, by the way, was 11 by Todd Dunwoody. Now, those 11 that Todd Dunwoody hit in his career were the only 11 he ever hit, so he never hit a home run with guys on base. And I think he had like a 4-year career. So just a little weird random fun fact. But in this video, we're going to recap Wednesday and Thursday, and then we'll give you the good hitter matchups, and we got a lot of them. The good pitcher strikeout matchups. Take a look at the entire pitcher report for today. And then, of course, we end it with the best bets and the bets recap. One more time this week, hit that like button, leave a comment below like you guys do every single day. We appreciate it, even if it's just an emoji. Just let me know what you're doing this weekend. Whatever it is, it really helps the algorithm, helps this channel grow. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We talk MLB, we talk NBA and NFL, and we talk bets and have a lot of fun with it. So hit that subscribers. We're on our way to 25,000 subscribers. Let's get right into it, and it starts with the recap. All right, here is the recap from the last couple days. It should be 4-0. The Mookie Betts is killing me. But anyways, on Wednesday, we had a nice 3-0 sweep. Ranger Suarez under 5.5 hits, gets it done. I think he gave up 4 hits and a tough... He didn't even throw that well, honestly. It was raining. It was ugly. Tommy Pham, William Contreras, easy. 1+ hit each winner. And then Taj Bradley over 5.5 Ks, not so easy. Right near the end of his outing, he got his 6K, so we will take it. And then Thursday, Alec Boehm, he got a hit. I think his second at bat. And then Mookie Betts did not get a hit. The Dodgers literally didn't show up. I don't even think they scored. We started recording this in the 9th inning. I made sure to watch Mookie Betts' last at bat, and of course he walked. That was a lot of help for us. But either way, didn't get it done. So 3-1 in the last 4, but overall record there it is, 89 and 89, down 3.46 units. We've been bouncing around from up 5 to down 5. We got to get on a roll, and that starts now. So anyways, that's the bets recap. And now let's talk some good hitter matchups. All right, we got 16 good hitter matchups for you today on a Friday, and it starts with the man, the myth, the legend, Shohei Ohtani, 10 for 24 with 4 bombs versus Frankie Montas. And poor Montas is going to have to face the Dodgers after struggling on Thursday, so we'll see how they come out. But other than that, I'm not going to go through all these, but Seager hitting Tyler Anderson well. For home run-wise, we got Carlos Correa, a couple bombs versus Tristan McKenzie. And then on the right side, we don't have a lot of home runs hit, just a bunch of guys with 1 home run, 1 home run. JT Realmuto, I know it's only 6 at-bats, but that's kind of my minimum. I probably shouldn't even go down to 6, but 4 for 6. We had to mention that there. So other than that, yeah, that's what we got. Aaron Judge over there, 4 for 11 with a home run versus Mike Clevenger, so on and so on. So anyways, take a screenshot. Hopefully this helps you get some winners. And now let's go talk some arms. Okay, we only got one good pitcher strikeout matchup, and then we'll talk about some other pitchers today because I like to give you as much info as possible. But Cole Reagans versus the A's. A's 6th highest K percentage versus lefties this year, 24.8%. Reagans 57 Ks in 49 innings. Now, Cole Reagans has shown some flashes of absolute dominance, and then he's just been a little inconsistent this year. He's same with the Ks. Last 5 starts, 3 Ks, 8, 9, 4, and 4. So it's been a little up and down, so trust him at your own risk, but Cole Reagans is the pitcher strikeout matchup today. Now, this doesn't mean we don't have any other high strikeout pitcher matchups, or pitchers at least, and these are the 4 of them that we'll talk about real quick. They just don't have great matchups. I just want to point them out so you guys have the info. Doesn't mean they can't go over because obviously the books know this as well. But Zach Wheeler, who struggled last start for the first time this season, going up against the Nats. Nats about average. Let's just face it. 14th lowest K rate versus righties at 22.2%. So that's not a terrible matchup. That was close to making it. And then Christian Scott versus the Marlins. Marlins 10th lowest K percentage versus righties. And then Freddie Peralta, we know he has that over 30% K rate versus the Astros, but the Astros have the lowest strikeout rate in the major leagues at only 17.3%. So we're going to see what gives in that matchup. And then the lefty, the stud, Tariq Skubal of the Tigers versus the D-backs. The D-backs have the third lowest K rate versus lefties, right around that Astros rate at 17.7%. So those are going to be interesting matchups. Who wins those battles when there's two strikes? Is it all the guys with the bats that are not striking out right now, putting the ball in play, or is it going to be Peralta and Skubal getting those Ks again? But anyways, that's just info because I didn't want to just leave you with one good pitcher strikeout matchup. So that's all we got for that. And now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, these are the first 8 matchups for today. If you were new, all the averages are on the bottom, so you have something to compare it to. We got walks, Ks, hits per 9, expected ERA, etc., etc. As you can see, I'm not going to talk about each and every single pitcher, but Skeens, Mr. Skeens, making his second start. He threw 17 pitches over 100 miles an hour in his debut. He has the brightest future of all young pitchers. You saw he gave up some runs, but actually they were given up by the reliever. They count as his because they were on base, but just want to point that out. He struck out, I think it was 7 or maybe 8 in only 4 innings. So he has that high K rate. But again, all those numbers, only 4 innings, going up against the veteran Kyle Hendricks, who has been awful. He just hasn't been good. Let's just face it. Does not miss many bats and gives up a lot of hits and runs. Other than that, like I said, Zach Wheeler coming off a bad start. Maybe it's one of those times where you just want to hammer him because he doesn't usually have multiple bad starts in a row. But 2.5 ERA and expected ERA, 30% K rate. He is just as solid as it gets. Along with Bryce Miller, who's been pretty good with no pitcher for the Orioles as of recording this. Nasty Nestor's throwing for the Yankees, been pretty solid with a low expected ERA. Basset Hound, who I think is throwing every 2 days, it seems like I'm always writing his name in, but has a 5 ERA. You know, he's just is average to a little below average as it gets, and then so on and so on. So Christian Scott over there making his third start for the Mets, and we for sure are going to be talking about him later. And then the stud Max Fried, the lefty, the ace of the Braves staff down there going up against the Padres. And Max Fried doesn't miss a ton of bats, but he gets a lot of weak contact and has been really good this year so far. So anyways, that's my rambling for page 1. Now let's go check out page 2. All right, these are the final 7 matchups. We don't have a pitcher named yet for the Oakland A's, but they're going up against Cole Reagans like we talked about. Been a little inconsistent this year, but you know what? When he puts it together, he is tough to beat. A couple lefties there in Texas with Anderson and Heaney, nothing special there. And then Freddie Peralta, the ace of the Brewers staff, going up against the Houston Astros and Hunter Brown. Can you trust Hunter Brown? He can get lit up or sometimes look decent, but other than that, we don't have a lot of great pitchers other than Tariq Skubal, like we've already talked about, 31.6% K rate, 2.02 ERA, just right there in the Cy Young candidate, as a Cy Young candidate. And other than that, down there, Kyle Harrison's been fine. He's been pretty good for a young lefty that he is, but Paxton has not been good. Montas has been kind of so on and so on. A lot of guys that don't miss bats down there at the bottom. So, but that is the pitcher report for Friday, May 17th. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this segment of the show is brought to you by our sponsor, Better Bet. That's BTR Bet, the best place to find, track, analyze, and share your bets. Click that link below in the description and go check it out. Plus, you now get 1 month free if you use the promo code JABO. That's right, just type in JABO. After you go to that website, you get a free month as well as 7-day free trial. It's incredible. We talk about all the details in it, but if you want to just follow your bets and see where they're tracking and see what you do best on, player props, odds, it syncs to your sports books, helps you with the tax at the end of the year. It's just a great organized way if you want to become a serious gambler. I highly, highly recommend this website. So anyways, this first game takes us out to Miami. We got the Marlins hosting the New York Mets. The Mets minus 120, Marlins money line plus 100 with a total of 7.5 runs. Now, my best bet in this game, you may already know it if you've been following me every single day. This is an outs recorded prop on the opponent against the Marlins. Give me Christian Scott over 17.5 outs recorded at minus 125 on DraftKings. I honestly saw this matchup and I said, please give me 17.5 outs and give me some playable odds because that's what I want to go with. I already looked into it. But I think I think we're like 3 for 3, maybe 4 for 4 on over outs props on teams or on pitchers facing the Miami Marlins. Now, we had two very easy cashes. Max Fried threw a 9 inning complete game one time, but now it's Christian Scott's turn. So let's talk about Scott real quick because this is only his third major league start. So don't get confused by the fact that he has two first names. This guy is good. He's really good. He kind of under the radar for a while in the minors, and then he just became really good pitcher. The risk here is obviously it's his third major league start. You never know. Sometimes, young pitchers can have a blow up, but it is the Miami Marlins. So he's a prospect that the Mets have high hopes for. He's a top 5 prospect for the Mets organization when he got called up. In the minors last season, he had the lowest walk rate and the best strikeout to walk percentage ratio. I mean, that's pretty elite when you want outs recorded and you know a guy has great command. But his breaking pitches so far, it's only been 2 starts, have been absolutely great. Hitters hitting 0-0-0 off his slider, which he uses 23% of the time. They're hitting 0-91 off the sweeper, which he uses 21% of the time, and hitting 250 off the splitter. It has been nasty. And he has a fastball that throws about 95 miles an hour. He can throw it even faster than that as well. So in the first 2 starts, after all that rambling about Christian Scott, he threw 6 innings and 6.2 innings versus the Rays and the Braves. That's right. In the first 2 starts of his major league career, he went over these outs props, and now he has a much better line or better matchup. Through 94, 91 pitches. You love to see that. First 2 games, there's in the 90s. They don't have a leash on him. They want to just let him go. So he had 6 and 8 Ks in those games as well, and 3 total walks. So good command, missing bats. And now he has the best matchup a guy could ask for, honestly. He's facing the Miami Marlins. They swing at the first pitch, the 5th highest rated, 36%. We talked about this before. Obviously, that's important. First pitch, swing, ground out, huge. That is just absolutely huge on outs recorded props. Keeps the pitch count low. They've also seen the 4th fewest pitches in the major leagues this year. They have the highest, that's right, the highest chase rate. That is swings outside the strike zone at 33.9%. And they also have the 4th lowest on-base percentage. If they're not getting on base, if they're swinging at the first pitch, if they're chasing balls, it's all a great combo for pitchers to work quick. And then if you're worried about what they're going to do when they do hit it, it's not very good. They're bottom 10 average. They're 26th in overall WRC plus, which is weighted runs created plus for an offense. They just struggle. Overall, they're just bad. We all know that. I love the matchup for a guy like him who has great command, who the Marlins have not seen. So the advantage Christian Scott, I believe. So give me Christian Scott over 17.5 outs recorded, and Scotty doesn't know he is about to make us some money. So that's my first best bet. All right, this second bet of the day is a hitter parlay. Give me the man, the myth, the legend, the Jabo Hall of Famer, Marcell Ozuna, 1+ hit, and Shohei Ohtani, 1+ hit at -112 on FanDuel. I saw Shohei Ohtani over a half a hit on DK this time, which was actually surprising, but I got this on FanDuel. Marcell Ozuna, what can I say? This guy has been the man. So he's now on a 9-game hitting streak. If you remember, we bet him like 4 or 5 times. I don't even know how many. When he was on a long hitting streak and he came through over and over again. He now faces Matt Waldron. He has given up, Mr. Waldron, 42 hits and 39.1 innings. He's a very average to below average K rate kind of guy. Doesn't miss a lot of bats. He is coming off a good outing. I don't know where it came from. Sometimes the Dodgers just fall apart, and he had a good outing against the Dodgers. But before that, I've seen him pitch. I've seen his stats. He doesn't impress me much. In the words of Shania Twain, he doesn't impress me much. Ozuna is also hitting 368 at home this season. Just absolutely unbelievable so far this year. I expect him to extend his hitting streak to 10 games versus a very average pitcher here. So give me Ozuna 1+ hit, and then give me Ohtani 1+ hit. Now, this was... he's as good as it gets. I mean, we've talked about this before. He's hitting 364 this year. Him and William Contreras are just awesome. You could put William Contreras in here too. He is just as good. You could probably put him in every single day. But Ohtani has 2 or more hits in 4 of his last 6 games. He went hitless last game. That's right. The whole Dodgers team did. I don't know where they went out the night before. I don't even know what to say. It was weird. But he went hitless last game. Why does that matter? He has only gone hitless in back-to-back games 1 time this entire season. This guy is freaking good. He's going to bounce back. I think he's going to get 1 hit. And oh, by the way, he's going up against Frankie Montas. Have I mentioned already, like the good hitter matchups? He is 10 for 24 off of him with 4 bombs. 10 for 24 with 4 bombs. I expect Ohtani to get a hit. If you want to go over 1.5 hits, I don't mind that either. I think he has a great game. So give me Ozuna, give me Ohtani, 1+ hit each at -112 on FanDuel. Now, Today's Friday, which means we also are going to have Friday RBI props, but it won't be in this video. I might even put it out right after the video comes out. I'm still working through some things, but it will be in the pinned comments. But I do have some leans for you right now. Any added plays, which I'll have one, at least one, plus RBI props, maybe two plus RBI props. But there'll be in the pinned comments on X and on Discord. But here are my 3 leans because I want to give you guys as many ideas and options as possible. You fade me if you want, you tail it, you let it go, whatever you want to do. But first one, Max Fried under 5.5 hits allowed at -170. Super juicy. Do not recommend playing that on its own. It's a parlay piece. This lean is. So Padres are as bad as anybody in the league versus lefties practically. Batting average, which is pretty much getting hits, they are bottom 3 versus lefties. Just been absolutely terrible. And Fried has been rolling. He has given up 5 or less hits in 5 of his last 6 starts, including 7 innings last start where he gave up, that's right, 0 hits. 0. They almost had a combined no-hitter. So Fried's been rolling. 5.5 is high, and that's why it's -170 to the under, but I like it as a parlay piece, and it's a -170 means you don't have to add anything out of this world or anything crazy to get this to even money or whatever you want. So second lean, Yankees -1.5. Clevenger for the White Sox is making his second start of the year. I think it's his second start of the year. I expect the Yankees to hit him well. In the last 3 weeks, the Yankees versus righties have the second best WRC plus and the second best OPS and 6th best walk rate. I mean, these guys get on base a lot. They will score some runs off Clevenger. And then you got Nasty Nestor on the other side. He's pitched pretty well this year, and he's going up against the White Sox. We know they're a bottom 5 offense, but they're very, very bad against lefties. They're bad against righties too, but they just suck versus lefties. Big hitting match or advantage, big pitcher match advantage. I can't talk. It's like midnight, guys. I don't even know what I'm saying. But anyways, I just love the Yankees here. I think they're going to win by 2 or more runs with this pitching matchup, and I love the way the Yankees are swinging it and stuff like that. So Yankees -1.5. Third one. Now, this is the youngster. How about Paul Skeens over 6.5 Ks? I have not bet this yet. I'm tempted right now, so I want to give it out as a lean. He's probably the most talked about young pitcher in the major leagues right now. In his major league debut last week, which by the way was against this same Cubs team, he struck out 7 in only 4 innings of work. That's right, 7 and 4 is pretty good. That means, by the way, hash brown math, 7 of his 12 outs were by strikeout. Here's my worries with this one. So I just want to give you all the red flags. It's his second straight start versus the same team. It's his second start ever in his major league career. It's his first road start, and it's a day game. That's right. This starts at like 11:30 my time. All these things, day games, weird things happen. But this guy's electric. He threw 17 pitches over 100 miles an hour. 17 pitches over 100 miles an hour in his first start. He is going to be something special. So, again, if you don't want to trust it because second straight start, I completely get it. That's why I'm just giving it as a lean right now. I have not bet this. So those are my 3 leans and my 2 best bets for today. I will add plays in the morning, and I will have RBI props, more player props, probably all the above. Let's get some winners. Let's end this week strong. But now let's check out the bets recap. All right, there it is. Christian Scott of the Mets over 17.5 outs recorded at -125 on DraftKings. And then Marcell Ozuna and Shohei Ohtani, 1+ hit each at -112. Again, added plays will be in the pinned comments. We do this the night before, so only so much is out, and I can only stay up so late. So that's what we got for you today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support again this week. You guys are incredible. Just a reminder for those that are new to the channel, we don't have these long videos on the weekends. I have to spend time with the wife and the kids, as does Ryan, who is behind the scenes. Which, by the way, leave a comment below. Thank Ryan for all the work he puts in as well. But yeah, this is where we're at. I want to end it strong, but I will give out best bets on the community tab on YouTube, on X, and on Discord all weekend long. So stay tuned for that. But hope everyone has a great Friday, a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.